All right, this is Dr. Famuyiwa from my brainstorming studio, i.e., my study, and I want to share again part of my journey to authorship with you. And what inspired me to do this is because my children saw me go through this process over the past 3 years. And my daughter, this so sweet, said, "Mom, I want to, um, I want to." You inspire me to write my own book. And that really touched deeply. So I want to share a little secret. When you're, by the way, this is also a mental break for me because I'm sitting here, I'm trying to prepare I'm preparing. I started a while back what I'm going to be saying for the webinar, and I'll show you some of my process of doing that. But this is not unlike the process I used when I was writing my books. Um, so let me tell you something. When you want to train for the Olympics, you get a coach. You go to school. You want to be good at tennis. I mean, even the greats, they have a coach. They go to tennis school, right? If you want to teach, you go to school. You learn to do it. Why does writing a book have to be different? You got to go to school. So what inspired me to? I knew I wanted to write my book, so and I've been thinking about it, mulling over it, and I ran into the group that really helped me out because I was browsing through LinkedIn, and one of my favorite people on LinkedIn, um, Dr. Jonathan Fisher, shout out to him. He wrote a book called Just One Heart. And I saw the process when he was posting about it, sharing his ideas, and I saw how um, what he went through and how successful it was. So I sent him a DM and I said, who are the people that help you put all this together? And he said, oh, yeah, it's a publisher called Manuscripts. I'm like, oh, wow. So I reached out to them, and Manuscript was created by Professor Eric Koster. He's a Georgetown University professor. He wrote the book called Super Mentors, and I'm going to share this book. I'll show you in a second. So I reached out to him, and he was so humble. Met with me, I set an appointment on his calendar for like 20, 30 minutes. And he was telling and explaining this process of what they do. And I was really inspired with his whole process. So I decided to sign up for it. And unbeknownst to me, when I signed up for this process, he actually sent me a copy of the book in the post. So I opened my mail one day, and yeah, sure enough, here was the book, and I'm gonna share it with you. And he wrote in there, it says, "Aim High," EKO, Eric Costa. And this is a phenomenal book called Super Mentors. And let me tell you, I devoured this book literally in like 48 hours. I could not put it down. And it also was more fodder into my idea thought process. So I signed up for his program, and let me tell you, he has a program where he builds authors. He doesn't help you write a book. He helps you become an author. There's a subtle difference. And he had different sections of his process. And one of the initial one was called the developmental phase, where you meet one-on-one with a coach and you bounce your ideas back and forth. And they met with me every single week unfailingly. In addition to meeting with my one on one developmental editor, I was also part of a cohort. He does things in cohort. So you're going to school with classmates, and the cohort meets, he has special classes where you turn up for classes on how to write out. So there were other classes that you actually took. And what this does is you're in a group of people who are all trying to do this thing, and they are from all walks of life, very inspirational people. So then I got to meet my classmates, and it was really nice. So you're building presence together, and you're going through this together, and we linked with each other on LinkedIn, supported each other's posts. These are people I would never have met if I hadn't done this class. And it really just expanded my world. So that was like a whole what was it, almost 16 weeks. It wasn't short. And after that, I went on to the next phase. I now was assigned a one-on-one coach that would now help me structure what I developed into chapters. I had to think through it. I had to mull over it. I had to get my material together, get my wording together. The only hard part was the marketing part was hard, but I'll get to that later. And then we had the editing phase, and I had a phenomenal editor. So each of these phases, you're meeting with a one-on-one person, right? Every single week, they met with you. In addition, you're still taking the classes with your cohort. And in addition, every single week, Eric Coster had an office hour. So you're going to the professor, you're hearing his opinions, and he's bringing in guest authors to guide you through. So it was really phenomenal. So if my daughter were going to go this, I would tell her, please don't do this alone. You don't, there's so many people who promise to help you write a book. The minute you talk about book writing, you get deluged by all this thing from social media. But this was real. This was genuine. This guy put his heart in it, and he has a university to become an author. That's the only way I can put it. It's a university. And it's just well worth going through that process of becoming. And so, um, so one of the things, so this is what I would tell my child to do. So as I sit here, this is a mental break for me, really, because I'm actually studying for my upcoming webinar. I hope to see you there Wednesday for the book. And so what I do, let me show you a little bit background. So I take articles that really interest me, phenomenal. I read them, I highlight them, different articles, and then I might print, mind maps about them, the goals I want to achieve on them. Then I'll write notes, I'll draw diagrams, because sometimes I really have to map it out and see in my head the idea I'm trying to get on paper, and it's just a phenomenal thing. So I'm getting ready to do this, but let me tell you a little secret, because I used to burn the candle at both ends before. So today I'm doing this. So I am going through several articles that I'm rereading, and a textbook that I'm rereading because I want to be prepared. And but before I go into this intense phase of brainstorming and writing and thinking and connecting, I had 8 hours of sleep last night, so I learned my lesson. I had good sleep. I went for a long walk. I did my aerobics. I did some weight training. So my mind is fresh. I'm ready to really dive into it. And I notice when I do that, when I go for long walks and then exercise, and I'm refreshed, I eat good food, I'm hydrated, it's like somebody turns up the faucet of ideas. It just kind of spills like where I might have felt stuck, and I start to see connections that I may not see. So that's what I am going to tell my daughter, and that's what I'm telling you. And let me tell you, I'm going to finish with one thing that Eric Custer said one day during his office hours. It's not hard to do this because you're doing something wrong. It's not about you. Get over yourself. It's hard because it's hard, but it's so rewarding, so fulfilling. So I encourage you, all aspiring authors, go get them. Get out there. Find your tribe. Find your group. You can do this. This is Dr. Famuyiwa.